Hello and welcome to Watch for Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. Good to be alive.
It certainly
over here,
is.
still kicking, y'all.
We'd love to hear that. We are welcome back to everyone. Today is our Summer House recap. In a few weeks, we've got Netflix is a Joke. It's coming up very quickly. So if you're in the LA area, come join us for that at the Kookaburra Lounge. Also, London, Dublin, Birmingham, and Europe. Come join us for those shows if you are abroad. We'd love to see everyone at all these shows. Go to
Also, men are allowed to come.
Men are allowed to come. Men are allowed to come.
You're only inviting broads. Get it? You say, feel free to come if you're abroad.
If you're abroad. Hey, if you're abroad, you know.
That's what you're going to be getting, guys. That's what you're going to be getting. Okay.
That is
Get your tickets.
That is our unique brand of American humor that we are going to be exporting to the UK and Ireland.
It's called For the Jokes. For the Funnies.
Daddy jokes. Daddy jokes. So go to watchcrappens.com for that. So before we get into the big recap, though, we want to do something very fun and special, which is welcome back one of our dearest friends to the show because we love her so much. She's literally one of the funniest people that I've known, that I've met ever. So please welcome back to Watch for Crappens, Michelle Collins. Hi, Michelle.
You boys, I feel like it's been such a long time, and I'm just so thrilled to be here and to see both of you. You've never looked better. When did we all become the hottest versions of ourselves? This is my question that I have.
Dude, for real. I was looking at a Facebook memory from 12 years ago, and I was like, I look better now. Thank
I have a better one for you.
Industry.
I'm showing at my, this sounds like I'm doing a blind plug, but it really is true that at my tour, which I'm here to promote, Big Natural Tour, but I'm talking about The View, and I have not looked at clips of myself on The View seriously. I'm not talking a lot about it, but a little bit, enough for the people to whet their appetites.
Yes.
You know, but I went back and I watched footage of myself on the show, and the fact that I didn't fully Javert myself off a bridge. I mean, I was just like, no wonder the network was like, how did they even agree to put me on to begin with? Knock me out. I'm like, they did the right thing. I'm on their side. I changed my tune. I'm like, they absolutely did the right thing. But,
you look amazing, Michelle, though.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you. I know. It's kicky. I'm like a curvier Countess Luann. I went with a gay friend of mine in Amsterdam to a gay bar, and someone went, Countess Luann, when I walked in. I was like, that's nice, but also I'm not her. Sorry.
You're like, yes, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are you doing now? Before we get into Bravo stuff, I only talk to you if we're on the show. Because
I haven't talked to you in forever, Ron.
I know. I haven't seen you in so long. So where are you? What are you doing? Ben told me you're living in Amsterdam now. Because, I mean, obviously I follow you on the Insta, so I see you all over the place, but I don't know where you're at. And then I saw you tweeting like, oh my God, I'm missing everything in New York. I'm missing the eclipse. I'm missing the earthquake. This is what the economics of New York City did to me. So I was like, where are you?
That was an economics joke, to be honest, because I mean, it was really an economics-based joke.
That was.
I got it, but I was
sure
like, where is she
it
now? Yeah.
So I do live in Amsterdam now, which is just funny, and I think skeletally speaking, I've never felt more secure because everyone is very tall there. So it's like
so
full Home Depot Halloween decorations. Like you walk in there, you're like, wow, everyone's massive, and that I love. So that's been fun for me. But yeah, but I'm back in New York now doing press before the tour, and then I'm going to Miami for a couple of days. I'm not being funny. Everyone's like, oh, to see your parents. I'm like, but also to get Botox and highlights. So that's really why I'm going. To me, that's sort of like, wow, you've really made it. You're like flying to a city to get beauty things done to yourself. That's kind of chic.
Are there Botox options in Amsterdam, or are they like not like? Is it not?
Tell you, it's so funny that you asked that because I did once get Botox. Actually, twice I got Botox there, and I had the meanest. This is actually such a triggering story for me. So basically, I was overcharged. This is really crazy. This is crazy. I was overcharged for $20 when I went the last time to this one place, which fine, who cares? And they were like, we're so sorry because, they're very cheap. The Dutch are, the term going Dutch is because of the cheap motherfuckers who live there because they split every fucking bill. Okay. I learned that after I moved there. Right. So anyway, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We'll put it on your account for next time. I went, thank you so much. I go back 6 months later to get it done again. Now there's a new doctor there who looked like the what's the thing in Ice Age where the eyes are on either side of the head? John Leguizamo's animal. You know who I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what animal that is.
Yes.
What is that thing?
I don't know what that thing is
girl,
actually. It's
I don't
like a
know, but
squirrel,
it's in my
prehistoric
head.
squirrel or
It's
something.
like an Ice Age squirrel. Anyway, his name is Wouter, spelled Wouter, like a modem, like an internet wouter. And he's like, and I have to wait for like 20 minutes. No one is in the waiting room. There was just a camera, like a Big Brother camera lens focused on me, the patient, waiting for Wouter to come in. So finally he comes in, not an apology to be seen in sight for the lateness, not one apology. So I'm already like sort of hyped a little because I'm pissed, you know? And then he sits down and I go, oh, by the way, I just want to let you know I have a $20 credit, you know, because I knew I was going to forget. So I was like, just so you know, I have a $20 credit on the account. And he was like, is something troubling you? Something wrong? Like that. Oh, Ben. Oh, Ronnie.
Troubling.
That's where I actually put on my Rocketeer backpack and orbited the Earth. I was like, is something wrong? Actually, yes. And I left and I never saw my 20. I said, you know what? I don't feel comfortable getting my Botox done here. And I left. And that's the last time I ever got it done. So yeah, it wasn't a great experience.
Oh, so when you said you had a mean, I finished the sentence for you in my head and thought you were saying like, I got mean Botox. Because you know, when they freeze your face, they can freeze your muscle. And I thought maybe they got you like in a mean face where you were walking around with like a mean face for 3 months.
Like full Jafar. Yeah, no. I just a full Jafar face. I look like Prince. Everyone's like, is he back? No, it's Michelle. I'll tell you this, that one time in England I went to get it done. I feel like it sounds like I get it done like every month. I get it done probably 3 times a year. And they basically gave me 2 Michelangelo horns. Like they didn't do little.
I like that.
That's
I've gotten
horrible.
that, Ben, huh? I've talked about that. I got the way I do it because I have to move my face for this, right? So I'm like, I still want to move my face, but it's this dent in the middle of my face, the Angry 11s or whatever, which mine, it's like a valley. It's like the San Fernando Valley. It's huge.
Right.
So they only do the middle of my face, but it caused my other muscles to go so crazy because I have strong face muscles that I started growing horns.
Oh, no, that's not what happened to me. Hold on, I just want to clarify.
I had literal bumps coming out here.
What?
Yes, and I finally have evened them out a little bit. Like we found the right spots, but it took a while. I had fucking horns. What happened to you?
No, they just normally, because I go to a great place in Miami. A girl I went to high school with, actually, she's fabulous. It's the Beauty Clinic with Dr. Latal Cathane. She's fabulous.
Get that Botox
plug
discount,
in,
girl. Yes.
Yeah, no, but by the way, I do it because I love her. I've known the girl 30 years, you know, so it's like when you've known someone so long.
Yeah.
But she is the best, and she does little, so I still have movement because I also want to move, obviously. But when I got it done in London, I got full Mrs. Doubtfire brow. One brow, or I don't even know what it was. One brow was like that. And then I couldn't raise it, but she just, instead of going little, she put 2 like golf ball size Botox injections, and she had horrible BO. I remember that. And I was thinking,
no.
like, she put the BO in Botox. It sounds like I made that up, but genuinely, she really smelled that, and I was like, all right, I get it. Anyway,
maybe she like Botoxed her armpits and thought like, now that I Botoxed my armpits, like Ramona Singer, I'm not going to sweat, and therefore I don't have to put on deodorant.
You know what? You might be onto something with that because she really, it was like, she had like a Zara polyester top on, and anyone who knows those shirts knows within 15 minutes, with it's a fajita steam shooting out. You can't wear it. It's horrible.
All right.
So what have you been able to watch on Bravo, or what are you watching currently that's like getting you excited?
Well, it's funny because I couldn't have come on your show at a worse time. I feel like there's like nothing really on at the moment. I'm not watching The Valley. That is just keeping in line with not supporting certain people on that show. And I just, I have no space. There's enough evil in the world. I don't need to spend an hour of my week. I'd rather do Wordle 15 times. Like
we would watch a show centering around terrorists if it was on Bravo. I'd be fine with it.
It's actually really funny. I'm thinking of a pun. It's going to come to me. It'll come to me, and like the real cave wives of wherever they lived. Anyway, that was a joke about him living in a cave. You can leave it in, you can take it out, whatever you want to do.
Well, we'll keep it in.
So keep it in. What?
No, I totally. By the way, I support your moral stance in The Valley, I was so dreading that we're going to be recapping it, especially when we saw the promos. Like, this is just like awful. I'm not going to watch this show. And I have been like really shocked by how actually it's great. It is so good, and I support you and your stance.
Listen, I might change my tune. I'll put it this way. Like, I was off of Summer House for like 2 seasons. I didn't watch, I think, the last 2, and then because I did watch What Happens with Paige DeSorbo, who is the best.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll get back into Summer House, and I'm like hooked completely back into Summer House. So I am watching that.
This season, I think this season of Summer House is fantastic.
It's
I'm like
really good.
riveted by it. I'm like loving the slow motion car wreck of Carl and Lindsay. Every
Carl
week I
wreck?
get so excited. Oh, it was a great poem. That was a great poem, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's good. You know, you
wait,
look
have
like Carl. You've been told that. Every time I look at him,
thanks.
no, Ben always reminded me. You two remind me of each other.
Really? That's
Yeah,
so
always.
funny.
Genuinely.
Wait, so what do you think, by the way, about their crumbling relationship? Like, where do you stand on it?
Listen, Lindsay is not my kind of person. Lindsay is someone, there are a couple people on that show who are just not my kind of people. Kyle is just not my kind of person. Kyle is someone who I would never have in any orbit on the planet. We would never find each other in the same circle, in the same party. It wouldn't happen. And I feel the same way about Lindsay. Lindsay to me she's like, she thinks she's type A, but she's just, the A stands for fucking annoying. Like, it's like you're not actually doing anything. You're just being fucking annoying. And you think that by being annoying, you're actually being a strong woman, but actually you're just, needling people. So I find her really unbearable, I guess is the terminology I'm looking for. And that he is kind of a weakling in many ways. He's tall and hot. I mean, physically they look good together, I think, but I support him in what he's doing. I really do believe. I don't think they're a match. Energetically, I don't think they're a match. They're not sleeping with each other. What's the fucking point? I mean, I could be engaged to him. Well, why don't I'm engaged to Ewan McGregor. I mean, I'm just thinking.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I don't know why I went there.
We
I
can
don't know
go
why
ride next week. R.I.P. Nice to know you guys. No, but listen, Listen, I hearken back to gossip from the 60s. I don't give a shit. I'll talk about I'll talk about caves. I don't care. I'm like out of my mind. I'm so jet lagged and tired right now that this is a fever dream of happiness for me. Go on.
That's how we like
it. Yeah. No, we've been talking about Carl and Lindsay like week in and week out. And like definitely the two of them are just trying to just erase all the damage that they have in their lives. They think that by coming together, she can finally get her fairy tale and he can be like a grown up, and they're just like a disaster.
They're a disaster. And listen, so are Amanda and Kyle.
Yes.
And for much the same reason. Energetically speaking, they make zero sense. I mean, I just don't even understand. Like, Arrested Development to that level for this guy is troubling. And she's someone who's like an adult. So that's going to be a problem for them, And I love West. I would.
Oh my God, he's the best.
I actually don't even know what I would do for one night with West. I actually went West. So I'm thinking like one night in Westcock. I'm thinking of like puns. Yeah,
I know. I was actively like trying to get my pun machine going.
I don't believe in West yet because
why?
Because he's just too good. And I've learned that that's a lie. He's like Halo Top ice cream. It's like,
you're funny.
You eat it, you bite every flavor of it. And then after 3 bites, you're like, this tastes like chalk. And I have diarrhea now.
Oh, Halo Top ice cream is one of the worst. I'll put it this way. Skinny Girl brand is Jean-Georges compared to Halo Top ice cream.
Have you tried Nick's Fjord?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's another low calorie kind. It's better, but that's opposite. Like you have to have 3 bites or 4 bites before it tastes good, and then it's okay. At first, you're like, "Oh my God, I'm eating cancer," and then it's like, "Oh my God, cancer is so good."
Do you remember this the Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches?
I was just about to say Skinny Cow. No! I love those.
Those are fucking delicious, but they were also hit or miss because sometimes you'd get the perfect batch where you were like, "Call the chef out. These are the most delicious ice cream sandwiches," and then sometimes the cookie would be way too spongy and it would get in your fingers, and you'd be like, "Well, this is a bad batch."
That's
you
true.
needed the crunchy cookie.
I actually always like the spongy on my fingers. I don't mind that at all.
Spongy on my fingers.
Spongy on my fingers, also known as Carl and Lindsay's relationship.
I like West so far, but I also don't trust him because he has teenage boy hair where he pushes the hair forward. Do they do that where you live? Because in America, all the teenage boys have the same hair where they push it forwards and they put it through a curling iron and then they push it forward, and that's.
Wow. Well, all the middle school parties that I crashed, they do that in Amsterdam, but that's all I can speak for.
What do you think about Jesse Solomon?
Here's the thing with Jesse Solomon. He reminds me, I never went to camp. I didn't come from people rich enough to send me to sleepaway camp. Okay.
I'm already agreeing with whatever you're going to say.
Had I gone to sleepaway camp, if I was that kind of a girl, obviously, I don't know if I would have been absolutely in love with him, probably, or like hated him because I wasn't cool enough to be in his circle. Do you know what I
Would have
mean?
been
So like,
both.
probably both is the truth. So he does stir up weird feelings for me because he is someone that I would have probably like gone to high school with or known in school.
We're so the same because I
Right?
said that guy would bully me in high school. I just see he would be mean to me. He would just say he would
I
pretend
know.
he's my friend and then just say shitty things or set me
would-
up to look stupid in front of the cool people. I
Yes.
just know it.
I don't think he's a bully, but I think what he would do though is lead you. He would like friendship lead you on. He would make you think that like you guys are friends, and then like when you call to hang out, like he's just like nowhere to be found.
And I'll admit that in the past couple episodes, he has wormed his way into my heart a little bit because I do like his friendship with West. And he does seem, wait, that girl, that Avatar girl that he brought over with the tail.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
That girl, I thought, listen, now I don't want to slut shame anyone because, listen, you don't know my life. The reason for that is I don't F anyone on reality shows, okay? Because that to me is really crossing a boundary of just like self-respect. I did not like it.
Yeah,
On camera, you mean?
where
Yeah.
they were like slurping in the hot tub.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like
But then covering the camera with the towel. Listen, it happens on Big Brother. That's almost different, but still questionable. But like she came in there being like, yeah, I'm going to fuck this guy. Like the way she walked into the house. I don't know, pardon my language, but it was just
Well, that
icky.
whole show, how they set up the whole show, it really is like you have to go on these shows and fuck someone. It's like that's
Yeah.
what it is now. It's kind of like a whorehouse in a way. Like they had Winter House, which was even worse because Winter House, they're like, okay, you're all staying here for 3 weeks. Find someone to fuck or you're fired. And they all go in there
Wow.
and they're like, I think I like that guy. Oh my God, he likes that other girl. What am I going to do?
That's
And they
exactly
start
what the
freaking
view is
out.
like. The view was just like that. And that's why it didn't work out for me. I was like, what? Okay. Anyway.
Well, Michelle, it is always so great when you stop by. It was so like wonderful to chat with you. Do tell everyone again about your tour and like where you're going. What
I
cities
feel like
you're
I didn't
going
tell
to.
anyone even once. So you say
Well,
again,
tell it
but I'm
now-
going to
now
tell
is-
them for the first time. I'm like,
Tell it
again.
for the first time.
Okay. I want to say a couple things. First of all, thank you for having me. And I really did miss you guys. And it's like, where have you been? Ronnie, you have to come co-host my daily show. And Ben,
my
you've done it
God.
before. Ben, obviously,
Yeah.
anytime. Either of you are welcome.
Whenever. Tell
The
me
Michelle
whenever.
Collins Show.
I'm there.
The Michelle Collins Show on Patreon. It's patreon.com/MishCall. Daily episodes. I do an episode with my mom once a week. It's completely, if you want to know how this person is created, please sign up. There's a free trial, etc. However, that's not what I'm here to shill, shockingly. I'm here because I'm going on my very first U.S. comedy tour. It's called The Big Natural Tour. Yes, it is a play on words. Thanks for asking. And I'm going to 8 cities. So we start April 23rd. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Then we're doing Los Angeles, a beautiful theater, the Saban Theater. Are you guys coming? I hope you are.
I'm going to be in New York the night that
Ronnie?
you're doing your show.
When is I'm in Texas now. Are you coming
All
to
of y'all
Texas?
can go to hell. No, honestly, go to hell.
But by the way,
We're going to Europe.
several of our friends though here in LA are going to go see you.
I
know that
really
for a
hope
fact.
people come. So that's April 25th. New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Boston are already sold out. But
Wow.
those other cities, you can get tickets to. New York, I'm at Town Hall. That's going to be a big show, May 8th.
I'm about to say, I feel like what like people need to know is that like you are doing major theaters. Like you're doing Town Hall as a solo act, and the Saban Theater. I've been there. That's a huge theater. This is like a major thing. Like
Yeah, well, I
mazel
need
tov
people.
to you.
Thanks, babes. I really, if you live, especially in LA, New York, or Portland, Oregon, I should mention, is also we're at the Aladdin Theater, which is also
Aladdin's
a beautiful theater. So please, if you can go, or please tell your friends, post about it on Instagram. I mean, tickets are selling. This is a desperate plea, but I think it's more that because it's starting in like, it's basically starting in a couple days. So I want to make sure that people get their tickets. And also before it sells out, they can go to michellecollinslive.com. All the ticket links are there. One last thing. I'm also going to be doing 5 nights in London at the Soho Theater at the end of June, June 25th through the 29th. That is also the best comedy theater in London. It's so much fun. It's like Joe's Pub in that way. It has like an intimacy. It's just the best. And so maybe you guys can come to
Because
one of
that's
those
like
shows.
your New York home, huh? Joe's Pub.
I love Joe's
perform there a
Pub,
lot.
but
Yeah,
Town
you're there a
Hall
lot.
is like Town Hall is a moment. So I'm really looking forward to that.
That really is. That's so cool that you're going to be there. I'm shocked that this is your first American tour because I feel like you're always all over the place.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm just not touring and performing.
You know, I'm excited because I'll be seeing you soon. But I hope you have
know.
the most amazing shows,
Thank
and everyone
you.
should go see Michelle. As I can say, as a testimonial to someone who has seen Michelle live, Michelle puts on a wonderful show, and
And I
super
sing.
funny.
It's really funny. And I know that that's, again, sounds desperate. And guess what? Yeah, get in line, Jin. I want people to come to the show. No, I sing in the show. I tell hilarious stories. I have like photo backup evidence. I talk about dating around the world. Can I say one last thing? I'm so sorry. We have special guests in our big city. So Brian Safi will be in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, love him.
We have Mamrie Hart and Danielle Schneider from Bitch Session
Oh,
LA.
love them.
We may have a really big guest in LA. I can't say it yet because it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm telling you, if you're a Drag Race person, I'm just going to put it out there. You should book it. And in New York, we have Kat Cohen and Peppermint from Drag Race and The Traders. So
Love
Peppermint's
it.
going to be there. So it's going to be like really, really exciting. This is an exclusive because I haven't even promoted the Peppermint thing yet, but yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Congratulations, Michelle. Thanks for being here.
I love you, boys. Thank you for having me.
Love you,
again.
Michelle.
Also, congratulations to you guys because I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long and you're just like the kings of Bravo podcasts and also just podcasts. Like and nobody works harder than the two of you and no one deserves it more. So I just adore you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Michelle.
you. We love you,
Yeah,
Michelle.
love
Thank you so much. All right. Well, everyone go check out Michelle's stuff, and we'll catch you again sometime soon, Michelle.
Bye, guys.
Anyway, let's get on with some summer housing. So the episode opens up with West and Sierra and Paige, and they are driving to the Hamptons. They're excited. And Paige is like, so, West, how was your weekend without us? Wait, let me answer that for you. Sad and pathetic, huh? Okay, you don't have to speak for the rest of the episode. I got you.
And he is like, it was sad. I cried a little. Okay, we have to talk about this. So someone in the Discord group, who was it in the Discord group who gave us this video?
Their
It's very
name,
sweet.
wait, hold on. Their name, because it's not like their real name. Let me pull it up. It was
very
something like
kind.
Brooks.
And
I'll look it up.
So, by the way, Discord is a Patreon thing in case anyone
Brooks
was like,
running
"What
in
is that?"
snowshoes.
Okay, so thank you for that because it was really nice. So I guess they ran into West at a bar and was like, leave a message for Crappens. So he did. It was really nice. And he said something like, come on, guys. I mean, I'm a nice guy. And
Said
don't
I'm
worry.
a good guy.
I'm a good guy. Yeah, don't worry, because we say on the show, like, I don't trust if he seems like a very good guy. I don't know that I trust that he's a good guy. It's Summer House. And I feel like he's getting such a good edit. I think him and Jesse both are getting such a good edit. It seems like the producers are setting them up to be terrible in the future. What do you think after this? I can literally not tell. To me, he seems so nice, and I'm not getting any shithead vibes off of him, and it's making me crazy because I normally get shithead vibes, and I know he's like a sports writer, a straight guy. He's never in a relationship. Like he's got to be an awful fuckboy, bad person, right?
Yeah. Like Jesse, like you can see Jesse just gets away with smiling and being cute and
Jesse's
super hot.
mean. Yeah,
but like
Jesse's
we
sucks.
see that Jesse will have a bad edit. Like that is coming. He's just getting a really good edit right now. But nothing is pinging on my radar for West. Like I actually adore West. I just like him more and more every episode. I think he's wonderful. And I enjoy West and Sierra together. I think they're great. I mean, I've always felt like Sierra's really pretty and she's nice, but I've never really found a way into embracing her. But then this season, she's just I felt like West has brought out a certain amount of personality. Well, she actually brought her. Every season, it's not because of a man that she showed more personality. She was showing personality before West, but we're seeing different sides of her that I think are really endearing. I don't know. I'm very into West. I think he's great.
All right, so we're
it's
both
wonderful.
falling for it, basically. But I don't believe it, but I'm falling for it. Okay, so Wes is like, I was sad, I cried a little, and he talks about the wedding. He went to a wedding, and he tells Paige he wore a green suit, and she's like, were you the best dancer? I'll bet you were the worst dancer. I mean, I'll bet you were the best dancer. People love a pokey mustache. I feel like if you're dancing without a mustache, people are just like, ooh, that guy's dancing in a green suit. But when you have a pokey mustache, people are like, wow, that's a wacky guy dancing in a green suit.
He's like, yeah, I don't know who would have been better. I was pretty much the best dancer. And by the way, did at any point over the past weekend, did Sierra murmur, I miss Wes so bad? And Paige is like, yes, actually, she did it on Friday. And I was like, wow, we like didn't even get into the weekend. And it was like so soon that you said it. It's sort of like when I'm like, wow, it's only Friday. And I've already had to say, hey, chicken, stop putting butter knives into the wall. Like it's only Friday afternoon. I have to tell you this.
Then we cut to Danielle and Gabby's car, and Danielle's like, party, wing woman, we're going to party. Why aren't you partying right now? We're going to get some dick. Oh my God, we are so dicking today. I cannot wait to I just had dick. I literally just even when we pulled over right now, I got gas and dick. Like at the same time. I've had so much dick this week. It's like insane. Like I'm totally dicked up. Will you be my wing woman while I look for dick? Hey, we're going to get you dick. Party.
We literally filled this Mini Cooper up with Chevron, with Techron, and by Techron, I mean dick. This car runs on 100% dick, and I am so mega excited. Oh my God, you're my wing woman. Okay, you have to be excited, Gabby.
I had to choose my octane, and I chose 94. Dicks! 94 dicks!
Hold on one second. Hold on. Siri's trying to tell us the route. Okay, we have to drive this for 3 miles, and we get off at Dick!
So she's like, you gonna be my wing woman? And Gabby's like, can someone do for me what I do for others? Because I totally wing woman everyone else. Who's wing womaning me?
Yeah, no one's wing womaning Gabby, but also we saw from last season that this is Gabby flirting with guys is like this. So what sign are you? Disgusting. I already hate you. Don't even finish saying your sentence. I'm not going to bother with him. He started to say an F. He put his teeth on his lips like he was going to say a word that started with F. And I'm not about F words right now in my life.
So then Gabby's like, I'm a working girl and I have a job. And my parents moved away to the great state of Texas and I had to go see them, which was disrespectful. I mean, Texas.
Yeah, so now I'm back and I need to get into some mess. And my sister has a boyfriend and that's ruined my life because now my father's obsessed with my relationship status. Who are you talking to? Why aren't you talking to more men? Maybe you should approach more men. Literally the worst thing ever.
And so Danielle's like, dick, that's the vibe, dick. So then we cut back to Sierra and she's telling them that she got her modeling contract signed. And Paige is like, that's amazing because you are literally the prettiest person I've ever seen when there's not a mirror next to you. But still, good for you.
Yeah, outside of me, you're the prettiest person I've ever seen. By the way, how long are those contracts for? Not to make things awkward, West, but she's going to be traveling. And so Sierra's going to be overseas for 2 years, potentially, a few months here, a few months there. And Paige is like, that's so exciting. Almost as exciting as it will be to see West crying into his popcorn when you're gone. It's going to be so great. Can't wait to talk about that in the bed.
And West is talking about how Complex has emailed him because he might get a job with Complex, which is funny because that's what this show is going to give him. So it's so much happening at one time. And he might get it. And he's like, getting laid off is so humbling because I had a super cool job and I thought I was going to get a job right away, but then I didn't. So now I'm humbled.
By the way, here is a problem with West. You mentioned that he has puffy bangs like a high schooler.
Yeah.
Well, he was on Watch What Happens Live this week, and he no longer has puffy bangs. He now has the middle part, which is back from the 90s, and is now the middle part is I had puffy bangs in high school, but now I'm in college, so I have a middle part. So his hair is on the timeline of a 19-year-old, essentially.
Oh my God, I looked it up.
Yeah, because the college kids are now doing middle parts.
Oh God, can you just show me a picture? I don't want to have to watch the whole clip. Okay, he's combed his mustache so it's not as pokey, so that's cute. I think the middle part is definitely better.
I like his. I don't like his middle part. I like his puffy bangs more than his middle part.
He's so cute. I think he reads older than he is, which is why children's hair looks weird on him. But I think the middle part is more Deadwood, and he's wearing a seersucker-ish suit on Watch What Happens Live with an ascot. Is he wearing an ascot? Okay, there's some issues, but he's a little Deadwood, which I think is hot. So, he's good if you're into outhouses and gunslinging and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than the push
It's a certain
forward hair.
kink. So
Yeah,
the Mini
Deadwood
Cooper
for sure is a kink.
the Mini Cooper arrives first. So Danielle and Gabby arrive, and like the fridge is funky, and Danielle's like, the fridge smells, but honestly, this is not my department. But you know what it is? I know you thought you probably thought I was gonna say wine, but I really mean dick. It's dick. It's dick.
So then the Kia comes, and the Kia of love, the dreaded Kia, dun, 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 comes down the driveway, and it's Lindsay and Carl. And it's like, thank you for getting me here safely. You are most welcome. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put the brakes. Yeah. Oh, shifting the park. Well, all right. Great, by the way. I know we can get out of the car now.
Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up? Hey, Wes, what's going on? Welcome back. Hey, everyone. I'm just like happy Carl. Carl's happy today. Whoa, what's up, everyone? Hi.
Hope Lindsay doesn't abuse me today, everybody. How's everybody doing? And West is like, anybody need help getting their bag upstairs? I just don't trust him.
Yeah, actually, I think that was Carl who said that. I think I wrote down West because we're sharing notes, and it was Carl. So West didn't even offer. Well, more like.
Okay, then I trust West again because that's like a real man. That's like a real guy.
But Carl be like, yeah, does anyone need any help with their bags upstairs? Okay, all right, I'll bring them up, everyone. If anyone needs me, I'm going to be logging bags up for the next 45 minutes. Okay, cool. Love to be in service.
I'm a good person. I'll be back. So he does that, and then Paige is like, hi, Lindsay. And she's like, did anyone do anything exciting this week? I had so much fun. My cardboard cutout even had a good time.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Danielle had an exciting night, and Danielle's like, I don't kiss and tell. I had sex with Dick. Dick was in me. Sex, Dick.
Much sex. I had so much. I'm still having it right now. Oh my god. It just came. Everybody.
Oh my god. Club send it. So now Kyle and Amanda arrives, which no one's excited about, and Carl is still bringing up bags, like really anything to be away from Lindsay. And we have no Jesse Solomon
taking this pizza box upstairs. Okay, just bringing the pizza box downstairs. Okay, I'm just carrying this grand piano up the stairs. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy.
I'll see you guys in a few hours. So now it's nighttime. Everyone's getting ready for dinner and everything. And Lindsay's like in Danielle's room asking some questions about fashion advice, whatever. And Lindsay's like, like things with like me and Carl have been like really good. And like I dropped him off at the airport on Sunday, and like he went to Ohio for like golfing. So he was like gone for like a couple of days. I'm just like, this is like what our relationship should be like, just not him there. And like I don't need like a lot of alone time, but like every now and then I could go for a few months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lindsay's like, we're happy. We're happy, though. We're happy. And she goes, yeah, give me a chance to miss him. So how are you? What about the guy that you slept with? I don't think anybody believes that Danielle slept with some guy. No. And I don't think it's that she can't sleep with the guy. I mean, she's obviously gorgeous. She's just got such a desperation about her that...
Exactly.
So sad. She's just trying to fit in so hard, you know? It's like she just doesn't want to talk about pie charts and taking trains from the city. She just wants to be one of the getting dick people.
She's like, oh, I would do the same thing over again. The thing is, so I talked to my therapist, and I'm like warming up to the idea of going on dates, but it's like not on my mind. You know, I love the hustle that I'm in, you know? The hustle of starting an app about fashion that's never going to go anywhere. And I just don't want to go into distraction mode.
And so, besides, the couples in the house, I mean, you included, no offense, are not making me want to jump into a relationship, okay? And it's like, well, everyone's on their own journey. It's like, yeah. And you know what I'm on a journey of? It's like a cobblestone street made of dick. And that's all I care about. Driving over dicks, driving into dicks, potholes full of dicks, dicks hitting my windshield, and then getting in my eye. Oh, I got dick in my eye. I almost crashed because I had so much dick. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm back, baby. And Lindsay's like, Lindsay is so bored, but Lindsay's like trying to hold up her end of the, like, I'll check on you and you check on me.
You can just see it. Lindsay cannot hide it in her face. That's what cracks me up. She's just like, so how about this guy that you're seeing? Like, she's not believing it at all. And as Danielle just does her dick monologue, Lindsay is literally like, this is why I never asked this girl anything.
I know. So then later, everyone's still getting dressed for dinner, and Carl's in the bathroom, like doing his hair, and Lindsay's changing her top, and she's like in her baby voice, and she's like, "Meep, I don't like when I have to dress up, but I don't feel good, meep." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think you look beautiful." "I know, but I just feel blah." "Oh, but you don't look blah." "Oh." I can't wait for these two to break up.
Me too. I need it. I really need it. So then Sierra and West are playing a game.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
She's like, I want to play this game. Have you heard it? You say the same word? And he's like, yeah, I saw it on TikTok. She's like, yeah, me too. Let's play it.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Later.
Food. 1, 2, 3. Kia Sportage.
Harmony.
1, 2, 3. Bonfire.
Kite.
1, 2, 3. Kite.
Smegma.
1, 2, 3.
Telescope.
Telescope. 1, 2, 3. Potato.
Lamborghini
skin.
Edison bulb.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
So what are you supposed to do? Like you get
You're
along
supposed
if you can find the same word?
The point is you're supposed to get closer and closer and closer together. I actually have I have a little game that's like this, which is so fun because when you actually do it, it's like the best feeling in the world. But I guess in this version, everyone says something that both people say something at the same time, and then you're trying to like sort of get closer and closer and closer until you say the same word at the same time.
Yeah, I'm bored. So then Amanda's like, we've been in therapy, and after therapy, things are so much better with Kyle. Oh, really? This week, Amanda had some video come out in, I think, Us Magazine or one of those. And she's like, okay, Us Magazine, here's the 10 most ick things about Kyle. His mullet, his face, she just started listing all the things she hates about Kyle. I mean, I think that she's leaning into, I saw a theory on Reddit that I think makes a lot of sense, that she is doing it because Paige does it with Craig, like Paige negs Craig all the time and it's funny and cute. And so she thinks she's being funny and cute, but it's just not. It's like, you're emotionally abusing your alcoholic husband, And it's just not, like, she didn't mean for it to land like this, but the audience hates it, but she thinks it's being hilarious. So she's like, I'm going to do
theory.
10 things that are the ickiest about Kyle. It's like, oh no, man. It's just such a miss, babe. Come on.
That is such a good call.
I think so too. I love you, Reddit.
So she says, she has this great revelation. I think Kyle and I will have to make strides to meet each other in the middle. Oh, really? That's what a wild thing to consider. So she's like, we're both
obviously
hard-headed.
nothing's working out because that is such a Pat thing to say, We went to therapy, so we're going to meet in the middle because we're both hard-headed. So I'm going to listen to him and he's going to listen to me. Okay.
Really? You really needed Dana Pam to come into your apartment to tell you to meet in the middle?
So now they head out to the club. And they actually get to go inside the club, which is super weird.
They get to film. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And they're having fun. Kyle's having a great time. Carl's dancing. Wes is asking Gabby if she's on the prowl. And she's like, she is. She's like excited that there's like more people that seem to be closer to their age. Which is more like, actually, you're just getting older, unfortunately. You're just rising up to the age of the people partying at that club. Mm-hmm. And they're just like toasting to Gabby, and they just want Gabby to have a booty call, like to pull a Jesse Solomon.
Yeah. So then Paige is talking about how in love Sierra is, and Lindsay, meanwhile, is asking West how it's going with Sierra. And he's like, it's a slow burn. I'm trying, but it's a slow burn. And she's like, do you think you're going, do you think it's going to go past the summer? Are you going to get married? Are you going to have babies? Should we have babies at the same time? This is going to be so amazing. I'm getting married.
How many sandwiches have you made, Sierra? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, well, what's the hesitation? And he's like, well, she signed a modeling contract. It's a big life achievement in a relationship. Like everything's gonna be different. She'll leave the country a lot. And, I'm always going to look for an excuse to get out of anything that resembles commitment. So, yeah, just that.
Yeah, so Danielle's like, I'm going to try and find single guys for Gabby. Are you single? Are you single? Are you single? Are you single? Dad, calling dad. So then Paige, Danielle, and Kyle are talking outside, and they're toasting each other. And Danielle's like, I love us. And Kyle goes, yeah, I'll say the summer's been a breath of fresh air. I think the vibes of summer is like good vibes. But I'm not going to lie. Like, I wish Craig would be up here more often, Paige.
This is Kyle now trying to stir the pot, which ultimately Danielle messes up because then she's the one. Like, Danielle should have just stayed out of it in this fight or in this scene, because this would have incurred Paige's wrath towards Kyle, but she inserts herself later on. So Paige is like, yeah, like me too. I wish Craig were here. I love him. He's like my friend. Just your friend? No, you idiot. I'm saying that, like, I love him and I think of him as like, I'm like, that's my friend. I can't wait to talk to him. Like, that's my friend, you know? Like, what don't you get?
Fuck.
Yes.
It's like
yes,
Danielle or Kyle. Neither one of them gets this concept at all. She's like, I'm trying to say it's like the most romantic thing in the world because, like, I'm in love with my best friend. And Danielle's like, disgusting. Kyle's like, that's gross. Why you want to fuck your best friend?
Why do you want to have conversations with a person that's your life partner?
I don't want to fuck Carl.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I worry about is that, like, when he was up here 2 weeks ago, it was like the first time I picked up on a little uncertainty. And he's just like, dude, I'm no longer like, we want to get engaged because I don't know what Paige wants. And you don't feel like you're stringing him along. You're like, come on, join us in the misery pit. Come on, Paige.
Yes. So it's messy, but she knows by now what he's doing, you know? So she's like, well, I know I'm going to marry him, but it's going to be on my terms. And if that's not okay, then it's not okay. And Danielle's like, yeah, because you have his balls on a fucking mantle. I mean, there's something holding you back, and I just don't know what it is. So I'm just going to keep it real with you. And Paige goes, great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Do that. Can't wait to hear it.
Can't wait for the girl who mortified herself on Winter House to keep it real with me. Like, go on.
I can't wait to hear what the girl, the real girl says, who's talked about all the dick she got in the past 2 days when everybody knows that's a lie. Go ahead.
Can't wait for the girl who's been on this show for 8 years and hasn't leveled up beyond the Mini Cooper has to say. Go on.
Can't wait to hear what the girl has to say who tried to stalk her boyfriend in Aspen and got dumped again on a ski slope with a hamburger bun probably thrown at her head out of a restaurant, of the snack bar that he's working at.
Can't wait to hear what the girl who spent all this season floating alone on an inner tube in the pool late at night with no one to talk to. Wonder what theories she has to say.
All last weekend, I sat and stared at that hot tub and I thought, I wonder what that girl with hot dog on her face is thinking about my relationship.
I just hope that when you weren't here last weekend, Danielle, you were able to find some sort of body of water, maybe a bathtub, maybe just a trash can, and could sit there alone like you normally do. So go on, tell us the insight.
Like, here's me being real. I think you've given him nothing.
She's like, I've literally given him a fraction of a closet. I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's exactly my point.
I accessorized him. That's more than I've ever given anyone else.
She's like, you actually think this is a forever guy, or are you going to be this badass bitch who's doing her own thing, and you're just like, he's just good for right now. I love that Danielle. You see, this is Danielle how she really thinks. You know, she wants to be like, I'm not even thinking about guy. You know what I'm thinking? Just dick. But then she's like, oh, what are you, just like a badass feminist, or are you a partner? Which is it, Paige?
Are you saying you haven't just like given your entire life over to a man? That's wild, because that is Danielle's. That's what we've seen her she was in a relationship with a guy who was in Aspen, who was in the Hamptons, and she moved everything and conceded everything for this guy. We've seen her basically I can't think of the words. Like basically in Winter House, just gives up all of herself just to go after someone like Alex. She takes herself out of the equation, I think is what I'm trying to say. And then she's like, wow, Paige, I can't believe you actually want to keep yourself in the equation and make your decisions the most important decisions in your life.
Yeah. It's weird. It's sad because it's like a desperation thing. And, like we make fun of people on this show, but I actually genuinely like all the people on the show right now. Like there's no one that I hate on the show. I like them all as people. I think they're nice. Even Danielle, she's like misguided and stuff, but I feel bad for her at times like this because it's so sad. Like she's so beautiful and so smart, and she's just such a twit because she's so desperate for a man. And like, I think ultimately, as someone who gets insecure in relationships and stuff like that, I know what that attracts. You know what I mean? So I know where I'm coming from on this one. And I think it just attracts horrible people. And I think even if you do attract a good one, when you're always acting out of insecurity like that, it's just not attractive. And people don't want to stay with that. Sorry. So
And
you're going to have
it's
to get
also-
some confidence, babe. Like, and no one can do that but you. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I don't know.
You know that Paige is staring at her and is like, what part of me having to fly a regional airline to Charleston every 2 weeks is me not giving something? I have to wear flower
That's
prints when I'm
exactly
down
right.
there. But also,
I've
like,
hung out with Shep.
I had to eat pheasant that shot with tiny bones at a table with an okay gay.
My
I don't wanna
boyfriend
hear
puts
it.
me in situations where I am eating buckshot, and I'm still with him.
I know. I think that what Danielle is failing to realize here is that the reason why they have not gotten engaged or anything like that is because their success is regionally tied up to where they are living. And it's just like it's a big issue, it's a big problem, and someone's gonna have to make a major sacrifice, and they just don't want to make that sacrifice yet. So they're just kind of kicking it down the road, which I think is totally valid. And for Danielle to perceive that as Paige not giving Craig anything. Why does Craig deserve anything, by the way, beyond what Paige has already given him? Craig has proven to be a largely irresponsible person who lucked into a pillow thing. He literally carved a hole into his wall once, and he built this new house, and when they show footage of his new house, there's already a window that has cardboard over it. So like I'm not even joking.
I know, it's funny. I forgot about that.
So like
But
like
I also don't like that it's always like, why aren't you doing anything for the man? Like, why isn't he moving? Why isn't the question, Craig, why aren't you moving your ass to New York? Because Craig's thing is, well, I have a store. Please, you have a fucking national pillow. You are not sitting there sewing all those pillows. Stop
Yes.
it. Everybody knows that you're not, that your friend is running that whole damn business and you're getting a person. And I'm not just, dissing what he does. Like, I know that it's a business. It's cool what he's built, but you don't have to be there every day at that store. You could move just as easily as she could move.
yeah. And also, honestly, when you watch the show, you can see that Craig is like head over heels in love with Paige. Like the way that anytime she's talking, he just like stares and smiles at her just on the side. He's like everything she says, he just like loves it. He loves all her little jokes and observations. He loves when like she's friends with his friends. Like he just beams all the time. And so for Danielle to say, "Oh, Paige, you're not giving enough," when this man, his love tank is like overflowing, she's giving the exact right amount.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, so, there's also probably jealousy kind of tied up in all of this and all that too.
Jealousy, cheating, and whatever else. So Paige is like, I was trying to do Outcast, but I only remembered 2 words of the list from that song. So I failed. There was no cheating. So Paige says, you know what? Danielle stands on a very moral high ground that she can tell everyone when they're making the wrong decision or acting poorly. But then when you turn the mirror over, what does she see? A Mini Cooper and a hot tub for one. Okay, I've watched her do it to every single girl that I've ever lived with.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that one, Danielle. So now Amanda flashes her boob to Kyle outside because, they're getting along for one day. And they're like, oh my God, this is so fun. Did you catch that girl who saw it?
Yes,
And was
in
like
the
so
background.
offended. She was like shaking her head, like, oh my God, that girl just flashed her boob. We are in the Hamptons. Am I supposed to be laughing at this? I'm kind of laughing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing. I'm mortified because I'm in the Hamptons, but I also love it. Where am I? Who am I right now?
Amanda, get yourself together. So Paige is they go home and they all like it's the usual thing. They just like, Gabby like walks over and like tries to flop over onto the sofa, but she's drunk. So she like sort of tumbles over and lands onto the coffee table. It was very Kristen Doty.
And then she falls again. She
falls off her chair.
And Kyle goes, Gabby, you make sitting down look hard.
And upstairs in the fiance room, Lindsay is like, my poor little baby feet. He's like, oh, it's okay, Tootsies. You'll live to fight another day. And then he kisses her toes.
I want Lindsay to be happy, but not on television. I need Lindsay to only be miserable on television. I hate watching Lindsay be happy on TV. It's so gross. Has she ever been in a relationship where it's not gross? Ever?
I'm not sure I would view this as happy. This was not happy. This was not Lindsay being happy. This is Lindsay being like, oh my God, I have to do baby voice for this guy. So then now Amanda and Kyle are in their room, and Amanda's like, Kyle, this is the last night you're allowed to stay up this late in your life, Kyle. He's like, wow, I can't believe you're my wife. You were like partying tonight. You haven't done this for like 2 years. Wow.
And then he's like, yeah, Amanda going hard at the club tonight. Like, clearly that is for me, but it also reminds me what a good team we are. You're not a team. You're shit-faced together, dude. You've got to separate that. You're happy with her because you're drunk all the time and you want someone to be shit-faced with. You have to have more than that if you're going to have a long-term relationship, sir. Okay? You can't just be wasted all the time raising your baby. Of course, like I said in the last recap, I was kind of raised like that. But then look at me. I'm a fucking mess. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Fix it.
You look great, by the way. So Wes tries to have sex with Sierra. She's like, no. And they all go to sleep. So the morning, everyone's waking up, and Paige, like, of course, goes right into Amanda's bed to gossip. She's like, okay, gossip sesh. Okay. Okay, are we ready to talk? Oh, wait, hold on one second. Carl's in the kitchen. Let's let Carl talk. 1 second. Hey, good morning. Oh, hi, Gabby. Good morning, everyone. Who wants to go to Paris? Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Gabby...
Barry's book house.
Hey, Gabby. Gabby on Paris. So Gabby she was happy because she was happy because she thought she got a phone number at the club, but it was just a gay guy.
Yeah. Daniel's like, I got so many numbers, so much dick. Like, it's crazy. Like, I woke up sleeping on dick. It's crazy. I woke up, my comforter was made out of dick.
Yeah. And tonight we're having an out of this world party and like all things extraterrestrial, like aliens, single men, ambassadors from the planet Dick.
So Danielle and Carl are talking, and she's asking how he's doing, and he's like, me and Lindsay are in a good place. Like, the last 2 weeks have been like really good, mostly because we haven't been talking to each other real. So glad you and Lindsay are in a good place. I mean, that's good. Like, you're coming to our wedding. I'm so fucking happy about that. Yeah, because I love you. I love you, right? Like, if Lindsay lets me.
Yeah. But before that happens, Lindsay has an announcement to make, which is that, guys, I have a guy coming in for whoever wants him. And his name is Balloon Guy. Balloon Guy Joe. All right? All right. So Balloon Guy Joe, he's like really hot. Spotted him. He was blowing up balloons at our house. And he's hot. May not have had a bath in about a few months, but he's all yours, guys. So Danielle and Gabby, may the best single girl win.
Joe is frightening. And this is what happens when you are the single one around people who are obsessed with not being single. They just get gross people off the side of the road, and they're like, here, have this one. He's single.
And Paige goes, oh, yeah, that guy. He's cute in like a grunge sort of way, which is my way of saying absolutely disgusting. 1,000% no.
I'm only saying the word grunge because I'm not allowed to say homeless anymore, and I forgot the substitute word for that.
Is it ungrunged? Unhoused. That's what it is.
That guy is totally unapartmented. Am I allowed to say that?
No, he seems great for someone who may be a murderer. I'm just saying that. It has nothing to do with this housing situation. I'm just saying he has murder in his eyes. He loves balloons too much. Okay, I'm going to see my way out of this.
Yeah, he's gross. So people are swimming. I'm sorry, I skipped a lot. I didn't realize. So people are swimming, and Amanda's like, "I'm going on a float." So West and Amanda and Paige are floating around, and West is like, "So would you guys bang on the first date when you were single?" And Amanda's like, "No, I would wait until the second or third day, and then on the fourth day, I would say."
You gotta like ask me out before you stick it in this jukebox. And then when you stick it in the jukebox, you hear my favorite album. Oh! Hey, Amanda, I'd like to play track F31. Okay, Kyle. Oh!
So West is like, well, I mean, I get like it's not the first night, but I'm on weekend 6. And he's only been on 2 dates, though, which is very Carl. I'm surprised Paige didn't bring that up. Like, were they Wednesday dates? You need to try harder. So she's like, are you nervous that you've been friend zoned? And he's like, I mean, by now we've usually made it home. Just gonna say. So.
Do you want to cry? Are you embarrassed? Just give us something. We need to talk in the bed soon. So just give us a little material, for our little gossip sesh. So he's like, like obviously we're more than friends, but like after a while, like there's got to be a reason for it. Like she's told me she's never dated anyone younger than 35 or something. And not only am I 7 years younger than everyone, like I also don't have a job. So it's like it's a little in the back of my head for sure. I'm like, well, I guess it's like he's got the height thing going against him. He's got the jobless thing going against him. He's got the young thing going against him. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to seal this deal.
Yeah. So Danielle is now. So now Danielle and Carl are talking. And she's like, "Oh my god, so many guys are texting me. I don't even know how they're texting so much. Like, does Dick text? Like, it's crazy."
Hey, by the way, your limoncello can matches your bathing suit. So congrats, you look like a soda can right now. Amazing. Aw.
So they talk about Lindsay, and then she was talking about the club, and she's like, it was nice seeing you have fun at the club because last summer you weren't like allowing yourself to let your hair down, but now you seem like you're so happy, and you don't need to be drinking to have the best time with a bunch of drunk people, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess so. You saw the new non-alcoholic Loverboy, right? Because I've been thinking long and hard over the past week, and I tried them, and then I was like, maybe there's a world where I do something like this with Kyle, because he's like low-key been trying to get me back.
Sounds like he's really been thinking long and hard. So I was like, maybe there's a world. So Carl's like, yeah, like I think having like 7 or 8 months away from it now, I feel like it has been like one of the best things for me. And like, if I do want to do something with this, like we need to like sit down and like figure this out with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she's like, have you talked to Lindsay about it? Oh, honestly, no, I haven't talked to Lindsay about it. Why would I talk to my fiance about my job prospects? That's scary. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I want to go home. I want to go to Barry's. I'm going to Barry's, everyone. Bye. It was a great talk. It's a great talk with
and we
everyone.
find out, here comes Carl. Here he comes, everybody. Watch out. He's like, 100%. I'm very weird about telling Lindsay about any career opportunity. And we see why. Because he said he wanted to open a sober bar. And she did not approve of investing all of their money in a brick and mortar bar without liquor. Now, babe, she's not saying she doesn't want you to work. She's saying she doesn't want to invest all of her money in a bar without booze. That's a stupid idea. So stop acting like, oh my God, I'm trying so hard. It's just that Lindsay isn't supportive of me. It's such bullshit, and it makes me crazy. And here he goes again, peddling this narrative that he would be doing this and this and this if he just had some respect from Lindsay. Find a better idea. Get a fucking job. Getting a job isn't just spending everybody's money until you're broke, babe.
Yeah, everyone's like, poor sweet Carl, poor sweet. Oh, he's so gentle. Someone somewhere online, I don't know what platform, but people have been saying like, just because Carl's sober, like we don't have to treat him like this little delicate little child.
Someone's been saying it. I've been saying it.
You've been saying it. Many people have been saying it too. And like, Now this is going to be sort of like a weird comp because people don't want to talk about this lady right now with Bravo because she's turned her back on it. But Leah McSweeney, she went sober for her second season on New York. And I can say with authority that no one treated Leah McSweeney with the same sort of like, oh, she's sober now. Oh, yeah, she's making choices. Everyone was like, fuck you, Leah McSweeney. Like, she had it like, she and Carl are different people. But the point is this, there were no kid gloves with Leah McSweeney. But with Carl, we're all like, oh, Carl. And like, obviously he's gone through some like dark shit in his life. There's been tragedy in his life. But like, at the same time, at a certain point, it's like, we can't treat him like a little boy. You know, and so now he's like, oh, well,
it's infantilizing because it's a man. It's a tall, cute.
He's like, I was a fuck boy, but now I'm reformed. I'm a good little boy now.
Yeah, and that's, you know, all the changes he's made in his life. I think it's not easy what he's done, and I think all that's great. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm not talking about his sobriety at all. I'm talking about his shithead nature in this relationship and setting somebody else up like they're a fucking emotional terrorist. Lindsay's a crazy person. We all know it. We have all seen it for years and years. She's not nice. She's not like the easiest. She's not going to pat you and give you a hug and stuff like that. And if you really think you're going to sit down with Lindsay and give her some stupid idea to spend all your all's money and that she's just going to be like, oh, let's do it, honey, just to support you. That's not who you're with. You're with fucking Lindsay. She's going to tell you it's stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
She's always
her vows,
been like
if she writes them herself, her vows are going to be like, you're stupid. You haven't washed your white pants in 10 years, but I love you anyway. Let's do it, you hairy-backed motherfucker. That's it. That's who you're marrying.
So he tells us that, yeah, he's very gun shy about telling Lindsay about any career opportunity. Poor Carl. And he goes, no, I almost have to think about it so hard before I tell her, just to like prepare myself that what she's going to ask back, you know, especially when it comes to like going back to work for Loverboy, because last summer working at Loverboy was a huge source of stress in our relationship, and like making myself happy and also getting her approval, that can be challenging. It's like, well, you shouldn't have to think hard to be able to answer rudimentary questions about what the plan is, and have you like, all you have to do is think things through and consider things, and that's just part of like embarking on a career decision. It's not about like, what you're feeling now is the tough work of making an adult decision. It's not because of Lindsay. Was probably going to ask reasonable questions about like, what's the pay? What's this going to be like? What is this plan? What about that? What happens if you and Kyle get into another argument on the reality show that we're on? What do you think about for that? And he's like, oh man, I have to think about all these answers for her. It's like, dude.
But also he's saying like, well, Lindsay, you know, I'm going to have trouble because this caused problems in our relationship. It caused problems in your relationship because of what you were going back home and telling Lindsay about your job. When you were fucking up at your job and saying, I'm the one who's doing all the work over here. Kyle doesn't do anything, and he expects me to travel all over the country selling this booze. He doesn't do anything. I do all the work. I don't get paid enough. So Lindsay stuck up for you and said he should be getting a percentage of this. He's a celebrity doing appearances every night. He shouldn't just be getting a percentage. He should also be getting appearance fees or whatever she was doing. She was standing up for him, saying he should have a piece of the pie if they're expecting a celebrity to go around and use a celebrity to sell this booze. She was doing that in his defense, and now he's turning it like, oh, well, she just didn't like me working for Kyle, and that was the problem in the whole place. So now he's going to go work for Kyle. He's going to get a percentage of whatever he sells and be a partner in this soda, and he's going to get everything that Lindsay fought for him to get next year, and then still villainize her and act like he's the fucking hero who made this great business decision. Watch.
Yeah. And people are going to, and people will
take the credit.
And people will say, "Oh, there's Ben and Ronnie going out of their way to make sure Lindsay's not the bad guy in this situation." It's like, no, Lindsay's inherently already a problem. Like, she's already like, this is not someone that Carl should be with for sure. But we're just saying, Carl contributes to this situation too. Let's just not act like Carl is Mr. Innocent here and that Lindsay is the only one causing the decay in this relationship. Carl is undermining this relationship in his own sneaky ways.
So now they're decorating for the party and getting their alien costumes on, their astronaut costumes. And Paige is like, I'm legitimately so tired, I'm going to cry. And Amanda's like, should we get in the bed? So they run to the bed. They run to the bed giggling while everyone else is working and jump in.
So Wes dresses up like a green alien, which is like this green bodysuit with the alien head. And then Sierra's like hanging out with the girls in the bed. And they're like, oh my God, she sees us under the covers. She's like, yeah, I do. And so then Paige is like, so by the way, Wes was basically crying to us today about you. Yeah. He's like, really? Yeah. He's basically like, Sierra doesn't want to have sex with me. Sierra's going to be a model. Sierra's going to go to Europe. Sierra thinks I should part my hair down the middle. Things like that.
And meanwhile, he's dressed like an alien and crawling in and listening to everything they say. And Amanda's like, yeah, first he asked us if we're the kind of girls who sleep with guys on the first day. And Wes is like, boo. And she's like,
oh my God, that scared the shit out of me. Not because I didn't see you. It's just like, you're just so unstylish right now. That was horrifying for me.
So then he leaves. They're like, oh my God, he is so wacky. And so Sierra's like, yeah, whatever. He does not have the right to just have my body whenever he wants it. And, you know, I'm not hopping into bed with anybody unless they can say how they feel about me. And I love it, you know?
Yeah, it's great. She's like...
It's nice to hear, especially on this show.
I know, especially after she endured the terrors of Austin, that now she's like realizing her self-worth and her body and everything. And she's like, this is what I want. And you can't put your quarter in my jukebox until you have established that quarter is a real quarter. So
yeah, and I think she has a good point of like everybody, like nobody has any problem just fucking the second they see each other, and that's like more vulnerable. That's making yourself more vulnerable than conversation. But when it comes to just saying I like you, people act like it's the hardest thing they've ever done. It's like we've got it so backwards now. We really do. You know, it's gone too far. It's like
backwards.
You can't tell me you like me. You literally just came on my shirt. Like, you can't say you like me. I just saw your wiener.
I mean, these aliens coming to this party are going to be like, what's up with humans? They've got it backwards. So now they're decorating and everything. And then Joe the balloon guy has arrived. Lindsay's like, Joe, where'd you come from? Are you doing balloons, Joe? He's like, yeah, I'm doing balloons. And then Danielle is like, oh, Danielle. Okay, so Danielle has put on a tinfoil hat because of the space theme to be jokey. And she's like, she sees there's fresh dick, and she doesn't even care that she has tinfoil on her head. She's just like, hi, I'm Danielle. Nice to meet you. Hi. Do you have dick? Do you have a dick? Because I love dick.
Yeah, Danielle literally goes, oh my God, is that balloon guy? Hi, balloon guy. Hi, balloon guy. I'm Danielle. Dick delivery. Do you have a tip section when I sign for this dick delivery?
Lindsay's like, Gabby, come over here. Joe the balloon guy's here. Gabby's like, no.
You know, Gabby is way too good for this, right?
She's like, balloon Joe is very attractive. The backwards hat, the muscles, he's blowing up balloons, it's all very good. And I'm assuming he uses condoms then because that's the same materials. But I cannot meet this man like this. And if we're going to tell people years from now, our first meeting, it's not going to be that I met him sweaty and exhausted and setting up for a party. Okay, I've seen screenshots of me in high school that look better than the way I look right now. I had braces then.
Yeah, she's not interested in this guy. I don't believe it. And meanwhile, it just cuts to show like, what is that, a tinfoil hat there? Yeah, it's fucking hot, right? So then inside, everybody's getting in their costumes still. And guess who shows up? It's Chris. It's Chris, everybody. Hold for applause. It's Chris.
He's like, what up, ladies? What up? I was like, oh, geez, Chris. And he hugs Paige, and she's like, oh, hi. And she like looks off the side like, I thought we got rid of this guy already. Oh, God. She's so disinterested. She's more disinterested than Lindsay having to hear a story from Danielle.
Right. So Danielle goes to the bar with Joe. She's like, oh, I'm going to get you a drink. And he's like, I don't like spicy and I don't like alcohol. I don't like spicy and alcohol together. And she's like, really? And I think Gabby's like, yeah, I don't like spicy at all. So spice is disgusting. Spice can die.
Oh yeah, by the way, Joe, this is Gabby. She's my wing woman. I don't know who her wing woman is though. It's supposed to be you, bitch. I don't know. I didn't hear that. Dick.
And Joe's like, yeah, I'm glad to see the balloons held up out here, yeah? I like the arch. I ain't gonna lie, I like that arch, all right? Yeah, I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but toot toot. Or like we like to say in the balloon biz, squeak, squeak. You get it? Because it's a balloon. I just made a fucking sound of me making a poodle balloon.
It's fucking awesome, man. These balloons. Have you ever seen a balloon that looks so good? Look at this UFO. Okay, you got an inflatable UFO laser tag place, but you know what that is? That's just one big balloon if you really fucking think about it. So, meanwhile, Sierra's manager, Derek, is there, and he's like, hey, Wes, what's your intentions with Sierra? Okay, like, because a lot of guys want to date Sierra. I mean, she's beautiful. She hasn't had a relationship in a super long time. I just want to make sure your intentions are good. I mean, like, I'm not her father, but I feel like I took on that responsibility as her manager. So what's going on? I'm like, sir, you're came in out of nowhere and trying way too hard to have a scene right now.
Yeah, I agreed. I was like, back off, buddy. But also, he's like talking to a hot bear. So he's like, you better listen here, you sexy motherfucker. Okay? I do not want you hurting Sierra. And if you do hurt her, you better hurt me next.
I'm going to have to punish you.
You are hot. Please. Rawr. Then Derek, So then Derek's like, yeah, everybody wants to date her, but she's going to be traveling, okay? And I'm her manager. So then Lindsay's like, oh my God, Joe the balloon guy. He's like, Lindsay the balloon loving girl. She's like, yeah, do that thing where you squeak like a balloon dog again. He's like, squeak, squeak, get it? She's like, oh my God, I totally get it. And girls, who wants Joe the balloon guy? Anybody?
I'm like literally living vicariously through Danielle right now. Carl, can you blow up a balloon? Oh, yeah, but I actually was thinking about blowing. Do you want like a round balloon or a long balloon? Because I was thinking like long balloon, and I don't know. I've just been like, I'm like a little scared to tell you that, but like I just really want to blow up. I was like, Carl, just blow up a balloon already. So
I'm a long balloon, but I'm terrified that Lindsay's gonna hate me if I don't get the correct balloon. I'm just such a scared little boy.
Last summer, I blew up a long balloon and it popped. And like ever since then, like I just feel like now it's like I have to like get ready to tell Lindsay like she's gonna ask questions and I need to prepare for the questions. It's just like a lot. It's like
So
blowing a
insecure
balloon
about
and getting
the
her
balloon.
approval.
I'm
It's
so insecure
hard.
about it.
I'm insecure.
It's like basically balloon abuse by Lindsay. So I don't want to call it abuse, but like I'll leave it up to you guys to label it in the comments right down below. Hey, like and subscribe and comment down below if you think Lindsay's abusing me with animal balloons. Okay.
So then Danielle and Lindsay are like patting hands. They're sort of like doing like a weird kind of like a high five thing. It sort of turns into like a scissoring thing. And Joe's like, oh, what's this? Is this a secret handshake I know nothing about? What's going on here? Oh my God. Oh, hey, can I get in there with my hand? Can we do a three-way with the scissoring there? Hey, this is pretty good. Hey, you know what? Fun fact, I can make a balloon animal that looks like it's doing just this thing right here.
So then Paige is talking to Gabby with Amanda, and she's like, so where's Danielle? Telling someone their life choices are stupid? And Gabby's like, she's over there flirting with that balloon guy. I'm like, why don't you talk to him? She goes, I did talk to him. But she's swooping in on balloon guy. Oh my God, can we please stop trying to make balloon guy happen? You know, whoever hooks up with balloon guy, you're both going to wake up tomorrow and be like, ew, she fucked balloon guy.
Balloon
What a
Guy is
monster.
definitely a character from Sex and the City. It's like, I couldn't help but wonder about slumming it with the balloon guy. You know, he has a one episode arc. So Lindsay comes in, she's like, can I fit? And Amanda's like, if it fits, it sits, huh? So Lindsay's like, so Gabby, did you meet Balloon Guy? And Paige is like, no, because Danielle is all over it. Lindsay's like, well, you gotta swoop back. Like, God damn it, Big Gabby. Like, get up and swoop. Come on, do it, my little crow. Swoop.
And she's like, what's not gonna happen is me and Danielle fighting over someone who blows up balloons. Okay? As a hobby. We've been there before. She's so funny to me. And then they cut to I forgot that they dated the same guy. That was their storyline. That she had been cheated on, Gabby had been cheated on, and Danielle was the girl that she got cheated on with.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not going to go to this place again, especially with a guy who blows up balloons. It'd be one thing if he was a banker, but not a balloon guy. So Lindsay takes Gabby by the hand and brings her over to Joe, essentially. And then that just leaves Paige and Amanda back on where they were sitting. And Paige goes, back to basics. back to us.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so funny. Just like, the old lady and the new girl gone. It could just be us again.
So she's like, I'm going to be 100% honest. Last night at the club, I went outside with Kyle and Danielle, and she grilled the fuck out of me. She was like, Craig gives you everything, and you give Craig nothing. And I just let it go. But if we're looking on paper, you have no job and no boyfriend, and I have a job and a boyfriend. So, like, I don't know what you're telling me I should change in my life, but I have the two most important things in life on Bravo: a boyfriend and a job. Okay.
I've been on Access Hollywood talking about fashion, so I don't know what she's talking about. She's been on No Access Omaha. So Paige is like, yeah, she's very quick to tell everyone how they should be living their lives and what they're doing in their lives and what she finds to be wrong and what they should change. And like, I feel like Danielle is like foaming at the mouth to say anything about Carl and Lindsay, but she can't because she knows what happened last year. So she's like, who can I pick apart now? And like, here I am.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to keep going.
No,
This
that's
was
where it
amazing
ends. It's ending with a
because
devastating silence.
the best part of all of this was when she went, I'm starting to see what everybody else saw. I'm starting to be on Lindsay's side from last summer. I'm starting to see what Lindsay was saying. And I was like, thank you. That's all I wanted. Like, this is literally all I live for, is when someone's like, Ronnie, you're right. Thank you.
Listen, I'm
It's
still
like, hi,
on.
I'm television's Paige DeSorbo. I would just like to say, Ronnie Karam, I love you, and you're correct. Thank you. Thank you. It was my fucking birthday today. I'm like finding validation up and down the shore. So thank you very much. Love you. I've liked and I've subscribed. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Gabby is now having a moment to flirt with Balloon Joe, and she's like, "You want a shot?" He's like, "Yeah, do you want a shot? I was waiting for you to ask me, but I didn't want to seem pushy. We already took a shot together." "Yeah, well, then, poor, what are you waiting for? You're acting like I'm not going to say yes." She's like, "This is the worst decision I ever made in my life."
I know. I love the complete disdain she treats love interests with. She's like, do you want a shot or not?
So back to Amanda and Paige. Amanda's like, "Yeah, well, you know what? Danielle's very passionate about her opinion, and her opinion is like the only opinion." And Paige is like, "Yeah, please call Lindsay and get her back here and like take her friend, because like we made a mistake. We don't want her anymore. This has been too much. Get Danielle out of here."
So funny. So then more partying. And then, I don't know, West is telling Sierra, where have you been literally my entire life? And then Kyle and Lindsay and Sierra do this thing like they're being kidnapped by the aliens. They're being beamed up, like a big light shines on them, and they do like a dance in the light for way too long. And it just keeps going. And Paige just goes, is that it?
Look, even the aliens don't want Danielle. That was a real tractor beam.
They got an actual spaceship to come here, and it wouldn't take Danielle. I wonder if they get a refund for that, or if the aliens are going to be like, no, it's literally in our contract. We don't have to do our job if Danielle's part of the package. So.
Yeah, Danielle is a UDO, an unidentified desperate object. So Carl and Lindsay sit down because Lindsay's like, "I lost my wig." So they sit down and she's like, "Did you see me get abducted, babe?" And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but you were like, whoa, it was hilarious. Yeah, yeah, my hair blew off. Yeah, I know. You were like blown away. We're so in love right now."
I know. This is so sad. Her trying to be so funny. Like, oh my God, my wig blew off. I was like a blown.
You were blown away, Dad.
Do you have anything to report, babe? Like, oh my God. So he's like, oh,
You know what? We need to have a serious conversation. So I was waiting for us to be in alien costumes and you be drunk. So let's do that. So we're talking about this with Kyle. Look at this. It's Loverboy soda. And he would like to think that there's a world. I'm just going to keep saying that because this is basically like a movie trailer. So in a world with Loverboy having soda, Carl is a man in a world with a soda called Loverboy.
Yeah, so I was just like, is there a world where I could be involved with this in like some capacity? And she's like, well, how do you feel about that? Well, I want to learn more about it, which is my way of not giving you an answer because I want to see how you respond first, and then I'll give you more of an answer on my part. But yeah, I want to learn more about it, even though I've already learned everything I need to know about it. And like, I told him I need to understand exactly what the arrangement is. And I feel like, I needed the space from Loverboy and I needed a break. And that's so basically, I'm just going to say things that sound like I'm really on top of this, but I'm just stalling. Are you mad? You mad?
So it's like, I did need the space from Loverboy. I needed that break. And she goes, yeah, and I understand that because it's like going through a breakup. But eventually you pick yourself up after that breakup and you have to move the fuck on, which is both like, talking to herself in the very near future. But it's also like, okay, we can see how she feels. She's like, you broke up with these people. You're not going to go back to these people already, are you? Like the second you can't find a job, this is your plan. You've been telling me all fucking summer you're going to come up with a plan, and your plan is to go back to the other plan that was a disaster.
But also he's like not being like upfront with how he feels. He's obviously excited about this and he wants to do it, but he's not saying, yeah, and I actually want to do this. I feel like this time around it'll be better. I think we'll set different parameters, and this is also an object that's like non-alcoholic. It means a lot to me. Instead he's saying, yeah, I want to learn more and I want to know what the arrangement is, and yeah, it's something we could look into. He's like saying like very empty corporate-y things, and she's like, so you can see that what she's really picking up on is like, do you want to do this or do you not want to do this? So Carl is like, yeah, I really want to pursue and look at some other things while I still can. She's like, but you said I'm hoping to have a plan by the end of the summer, and so we have 3 weeks until then. And I'm like, not trying to bug you, but...
So he's like, yeah, well, I've been thinking about it, but I don't wake up every morning and I'm like, oh, wow, this is how I want to be. I want this. And she's like, yeah, but something that turns me on is when my man is out there, like, crushing life. And he's like, and you don't think I'm crushing life? No, Carl, what are you doing to crush life? Like, now is she being horrible by saying that you're not crushing life? You haven't done anything and you don't know what you want to do. Now, on the other hand of this argument, on the other side of this, Lindsay doesn't do anything. I mean, Lindsay's an influencer, so why can't he be an influencer? But I think the answer to that is, if he's saying he wants to be an influencer and he's doing that, then that would be his argument. But he's not making that. He's just like, I don't know what I want to do. What do I want to do? I mean, he wanted to open a sober club, so he did come up with that idea. But he didn't really make any plans beyond that. He didn't say like, I want to open a sober bar. Here's how much it would cost, and here's a plan. He just said like, maybe that's possibly something I would want to do.
Yeah, I think like, a lot of times Lindsay gets cast as like the hysterical, wild, crazy one, but she's actually saying things here in a very respectful way. And she's saying, this is what I'm into, because she's probably said it many times. It's like, everyone knows this about Lindsay. And, he's like, well, sorry if I'm like, you don't think I'm crushing life right now? You don't think? I mean, how many times do I have to say more life before you realize I'm actually crushing it? I'm crushing more life,
This is what I love about her. No matter what is going on, and she knows that he's not liking this and that he's trying to make her, the villain, but he's like, and I'm not crushing life. And she's like, no. Not really. Like, what in the world are you doing that would make me say you're crushing life? Now, look, here's the thing. I don't think I've said this before. I don't think that everybody has to be this ambitious person who wants to do a ton of stuff and have all these goals. That's fine for him. He doesn't have to live a life like that just because she wants it. But she has a right to want to marry somebody who does want ambition and wants to be a provider and do all this stuff. They just don't want each other. They're coming from a place of settling and trying to turn each other into what they want, but neither one of them wants to be what the other person wants. He doesn't want to live like that, and he has the right to just, make what he can while he can and chill on the beach if he wants to,
Yeah. And he's like, well, sorry you feel like that. And she's like, look, you have to think we're walking into a marriage we're contractually binding all of our assets. And I don't know where I'm going to be if we have kids and I want to stay home and raise kids, because they have to I need to be there. They need to suck on my nipple and they need a lot of attention. And I need to know that I have a partner that's also going to do anything to bring in any type of money, because I need that security, which is, I think, she's like being incredibly straight up and very honest and very rational and reasonable by saying this. And he's like, oh, well, if you want me to get a job, I'll go get a job. Acting like that's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I don't hold it against Carl if he doesn't know exactly what his like life ambition is yet. Like that doesn't just happen like that. But like, don't be offended if she's like, can you at least show that you can get a job?
Yeah, but I think he's saying like, I didn't want to get a job. I wanted to figure out my like forever plan, which is why I'm not working right now. But he's like,
you
okay,
wanna,
well, if you want me to settle and get a job, then I'll get a job. And she's like, okay, well, even if it means moving on with Loverboy again, that's fine. I just want you to make it a priority to make money for our family. And
He's like,
this is the thing. Like, of course, you started the whole Loverboy thing last year about how you're not being respected there. She ended up looking like the huge witch for it, which, as usual, because she wore the pants and walked in there and was the bitch about it when you wouldn't be. But she doesn't care if you're working for Loverboy. You cared that you were working for Loverboy, and she doesn't care that you're working for Loverboy. She just wants you to have a goddamn job, go to work, Carl.
Yeah, because his employment record has not been great. He got fired like every single season on this show for a while. And so Carl's like, I understand. I have a partner that's like a go-getter and just wants like the best for me. And like, I just think she gets scared and fearful about getting married to someone who doesn't have his career figured out yet. And I'll give her that. But like, it's scary to have a partner that doesn't like believe fully in you and like no matter what, you'll get it figured out. Like, I know I can do it. I just needed my partner to believe that. I don't know if she does. I'm like, because what reasons have you shown her? Like, she believes in you, but she also believes that there are bills that are going to be due. And, you have, like, maybe the way you can really give her confidence to show that you're just capable of keeping a job.
I mean, I think she believes in you and that she's going to marry you, so she assumes that you will get it together. It's just, it's Lindsay. It's Lindsay. So Lindsay's like, I want you to figure it out quicker what you want to do in life. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just trying to tell you what turns me on. No, you don't need to hide it behind that. You say, this is what I want. If you can give me this, great. If you can't, we'll stay friends. The end.
Like, I understand what you're saying. Loud and clear. He's like very offended by this all.
Well, whatever. Good luck. Good luck, you two. All right, well, that brings us to the end of Summer House.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. And we will be back next week with a whole other week of recaps. We will catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.